So do you think Zack Snyder's gay?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like deeply closeted,
For sure.
incredibly repressed. But yeah, like no doubt. I mean, bisexual at least. Not to pull a bi erasure, you know.
Interesting.
But
Interesting.
but
I don't.
yeah,
I
mean,
do think Zack Snyder's gay.
it's
I
the gay,
don't think
it's
Zack
the gay
Snyder's
part
bisexual.
See, I think he could be. I think it's just. I mean, it's the gay part that's repressed. So that's what.
I don't know, man.
That's what comes out.
I think what we see from these films is evident of someone that is deeply sexually repressed and is getting no pleasure from their sex life. And he's married to a woman, so you would think in theory.
I don't know that like I'm not gonna dispute the homoeroticism of Zack Snyder's
well, you
films.
can't. So that's.
But it's impossible to. Yeah, like it's the fucking gayest superhero movie.
But here's what I will say:
Joel
it's
Schumacher's
not
Batman movies.
It's not bi-eroticism.
He's actually gay. No, but it's like if the part of his sexuality that's repressed is the gay part. He's of course there's not going to be, which I mean I don't know there is some like not a lot, but there's some straight eroticism with the every time Wonder Woman gets hit, she fucking her tits jiggle and she like fucking moans. Like
I don't even know that I would say that. Like you could maybe make the argument of the Amazonians, but even then they all look like dudes.
I don't.
And by they look like dudes, I mean they're just like incredibly muscular women.
I mean they're jacked, yeah, but like that's.
Wonder Woman does moan when she gets hit.
If I fuck a jacked chick, that's not gay. Like there's.
I mean,
like,
maybe.
I don't think it is.
I think it depends on.
Look, having sex with a man is gay.
It depends on how much you enjoy it. To be fair.
I don't think it does. I think having sex with a man is gay.
Well, here's what I think. I think
Zack
Zack Snyder keeps putting vaginas in his movies because they gross him out.
See, I think if anything, the vagina thing adds to the bisexuality aspect.
See, like I think it's him saying,
because it's not like he makes the vaginas like it's like if it was like,
he just makes them all the villains objects. He makes them. Sure, but
that's the same with the penises. The penises are non-sexual too.
True. Yeah, but we only saw one penis, and we've seen a great many vaginas. I mean, lest you not forget the wormhole from Rebel Moon.
I don't have to forget it. No one's seen that. No one watched Rebel Moon.
Nobody sent you the vagina wormhole from Rebel Moon.
Yeah, no, I did see that, but that was admittedly much more subtle than his.
His Man of Steel ones. It
was so much more. I mean,
it was definitely more subtle than this movie.
Angular. But it was. I mean, like, yes, you see that as a vagina because it's Zack Snyder. If it was anyone else, it would just be
I feel like I would see that as a vagina regardless.
I don't think I would personally.
But I'm always on the lookout. You know what I mean? I'm always on the lookout for vagina. Yeah, I keep my eyes peeled, man, because I'm not deeply homosexually repressed like Zack Snyder.
Well.
Maybe I am.
That's a discussion for another day.
Go ahead and send this. Go ahead and send the link to this podcast to someone you know who is deeply homosexually repressed.
Yeah, just send this to the most deeply closeted homosexual man or woman.
Ding! You know. Oh wait, my phone just got a text message. It was a link to this podcast.
Go ahead and send this to someone with a really hairy chest, but not a lot of other body hair.
Go ahead and send this to someone you know who used to have like the hardest drip of all time and just like lost it one day, and now their fits just do not look as good. It's a Batman reference.
Right. I mean, also a Superman reference.
True.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send this to someone who was a member of the IDF.
Go ahead and send this to someone you know who stands with
Kalelo.
Israel. They're not going to like it, but send it with them. Send it to
Ooh,
them.
yeah, send it to them. And then also tell them to kill themselves. What?
I wouldn't go that far. I think
I
I'm not going
would.
into my political stance on propaganda at the moment. But
Can we please just talk about the political and economic state of the world right now? Like,
go ahead and send this to
just
someone you know who really does not like Jewish people.
send this to someone you know who really does not like Jaden Smith.
Oh, send this to someone you know who really doesn't like Zack Snyder.
Send this to someone you know who really does like Zack Snyder.
We covered the bases.
That's it. Yeah.
Send this to someone you know who's ever
Zack
made a
Snyder's
meme
okay.
of Henry
We're still
Cavill's
doing this.
Superman on with
Ooh,
his face
yeah.
on David Cornsweat Superman's body and says,
Send
"This
this
is
to
what we
someone who has a disproportionately
has
large
AIDS."
head. Send this to
someone you know
someone. Send
who's
this to
got AIDS.
someone who has a cat with feline AIDS.
Oh, that's probably more than have human AIDS. Probably. I don't know that that's true, but
I mean, I'd say so. Yeah. I don't know. I've only met the one, but I've never met someone with
when
real
you
AIDS.
you said
So
that your cat might have AIDS.
I mean, you could just because you said statistically most outdoor cats do, which
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a true
I
statistic or you
heard
just
that.
pulled it out of your ass. But
To
I mean, that's
tell a
what I've
little story
heard.
real quick, because that's of these two movies, I've done that every episode, but of this one movie in the two
Sure.
parts. My sister, when she lived with my father, got a cat
Mm-hmm.
and just brought it home one day. Like, just found it, brought it home. My dad was not happy about that. Just by the way,
Yeah,
she
I mean,
brought
cat
it home.
distribution system. What are you gonna do?
She just found it outside of work one day and brought it home. So the cat's now
Sure.
living in my dad's house. He doesn't want a cat. Blah, 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 blah. My sister moves out, leaves the cat for my dad to
Wow,
care for. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Left a
that's
dog and a
wild.
cat,
Yeah.
actually. Anyway, my dad tries to take the cat to a shelter because he doesn't want to like keep it. And he's like, hey, like somebody's going to have to take
Mm-hmm.
care of this cat. Like, hey, it has feline AIDS. Not that that's a big deal because most outdoor cats have feline AIDS. That's how I got that statistic. So,
Okay.
take it with a grain of salt, but that's how I got the statistic. Not the point. The point is the
No,
blueprint.
not at all.
I don't think
The
people
Zack
understand.
Snyder is the blueprint.
We're talking about the blueprint
He's
for,
blue and he prints.
and he's a closet homosexual and or
Yeah,
bisexual,
but
depending on who you
we've got
ask.
there.
We're
At least bisexual, at the very least. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably the best way. We never got there, but that's the best way to put it. Is like, at
right.
least he's a closeted bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this
But
movie,
anyways,
this is the
part
blueprint for
two or
movies.
parts or
Part two. I
no,
mean,
it's
it's part
parts.
four.
Well, part two, but it's parts 4 through 6 of this
Oh, yeah,
movie.
true. Yeah. It's part
Yeah,
two of this movie on the podcast. If you missed last week, we talked about the first half of this movie. You don't even have to watch it because nothing happens in the
it
first.
sucks. It's fucking shit. Yeah,
This
it's
half of this movie, I
not
think,
good.
so wonderful. Love it.
Awesome, so fun. Literally the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
Like,
this thing sucks. Actually, literally the coolest thing ever.
and it is like it's so cool. It's so fun.
The second half
And
of Zack Snyder's
there's still
Justice
some
League.
shitty moments, and we'll
Yeah, for
get
sure. Of
there.
course there are.
But
The second half of Zack Snyder's Justice League is just him putting his characters in moments where they can aura form, which is the thing he's always been
yeah,
best at. In all of his DC run, which at this point was like 8 years or something, close to a decade run at the
okay, well,
time
yeah.
Zack
I
Snyder's
mean,
Justice League came out.
sure.
Um, just the thing that he did in those 8 years, and only 3 movies in 8 years, which is
Right?
wild. But The thing that he was the best at was just putting his characters in moments to aura farm. And that's the second half of this
Yeah, and he
movie.
cooked with that. Like they're farming aura. Like you
For
cannot
sure. You can't
say what
deny
you
it.
will, but they're
And there were some aura farming moments
farming
in
it.
the first half of Justice League. I think the kind of
There was a
standout
couple. There
moment of
was,
that is Flash and Iris.
oh yeah, I like you. I don't think you did, but I liked Aquaman's little silly. It was. I mean, it was all like it was a trailer shot after trailer
Yeah,
shot. Like it
the
was.
him throwing the
But
whiskey
the
bottle.
wave stuff and the smashing the bottle, that was fun. It was, a little shirtless Jason Momoa action.
I think that's the biggest thing, and people complain about this in non Zack Snyder movies, but this movie very much feels like a setup for a universe that never happened. Um,
Right. Because it
it's
is,
well, it's
yeah.
and it's the TASM 2 kind of a effect where
The Hat Man.
it's like so much of this movie is spent setting up future solo movies, future Justice League movies, like any Aquaman scene in this movie. I'm sorry, any Flash scene in this movie is what I meant to say. Can be viewed as like a trailer for the Flash solo movie because he
Right,
doesn't really
right.
get any character development. There's no real arc here. It's just we're setting up
You
a
know who had an arc?
movie.
Noah.
Not the Flash, not Barry Allen. Um, but it is
True. I
like
mean, did anyone in this movie really have an arc, though? I
Aquaman. He didn't want to join the
Okay,
team,
man,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
he didn't want to bring Superman back, and then
Yeah,
kinda.
okay. Aquaman had an arc,
There's no
yeah.
main character to this movie, and like not to do the obvious
Which is,
comparison.
I think, is fine for an
I'm gonna do it
ensemble
throughout,
movie. I don't think it.
um, like the first Avengers movie, which is the movie that this is always going to be compared to forever. And the first Avengers movie
Right.
is wonderful. If you haven't seen it in a while, you should check
It's
it out again. It's very
yeah,
quaint,
it's a
which
good
is
one.
funny. But the first Avengers
Right.
movie kind of centers around um Bruce Banner, weirdly enough, but he acts as this kind of like
I don't
entry point
know.
into. He doesn't know the rest of these guys. He's an everyman, and then he's kind of thrown into this battle, and then it shifts in the last battle. But the
See,
first
I
two
feel like I don't know that
thirds,
that had a. I feel like that was kind of all of them. None of them really knew each other in that.
no, they
Like
didn't
that
know
was the
each other, but they
point.
use by the time they get to the helicarrier, which is where the bulk of that movie takes place.
Sure. Yeah.
By the time they get to the helicarrier, they introduce Bruce Banner, and then they let him be this sort of like anchor character. So while Captain America and Iron Man are arguing, he gets to be there sitting and being like, "Well, I'm Bruce Banner." While Thor's there, he gets to
Right.
be
I
like,
tried to
"Oh,"
kill myself.
he gets to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're Thor," and they give you someone to kind of
Yeah.
hold on to. They almost tried to do that in this with Cyborg. I would still argue he's kind of the main character of this.
Kind of.
Kind
There was at
of.
least an attempt to make him the main character. It just wasn't.
They really should have just anchored him as the main character of this movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just would have felt so much better. Number one, they should have cut about 2 hours out of this movie. Although the second half,
Sure. Sure.
it doesn't feel. The first half, it felt like so much time was wasted. Whereas the second half, I didn't really feel that. Like there was never a
There was. I
moment.
mean, there were. Yeah. There were a few lulls, but it was natural. Like it
Well,
was
and the
normal
lulls were just them
movie.
explaining what was going on. It's just boring to us
Right.
because we're drunk idiots.
Right. That's true. That's true. True fact.
But there weren't any moments where I felt like, oh, well, they're doing slow mo here to pad the runtime.
Right.
There
Right.
were some like Lois was walking in slow motion in the first half of this movie, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh God. The fucking. Let's just. It's while you've mentioned Lois. Let's talk. Let's
yeah.
talk about the Martian Manhunter of it all.
And then after
Um.
we talk about that, and
Zack
then I want to
Snyder's
talk about
original
Lois
vision,
Lane.
by the way.
I want to talk about Lois Lane in this
Yeah.
movie.
See, I don't know that she's even really worth talking
Well,
about.
that's the
She's
problem because like the one of the best parts of
I
the
mean, I think
last
it's
two
fine
movies,
that
in my
she's
opinion. Like, she's great in Man of Steel. She's pretty good in Batman vs
she's really good
Superman.
in Man of Steel. She's just kind of nothing in
See, I
BVS.
think she's wonderful in BVS. It's just her and Henry Cavill's chemistry is awful.
Sure, maybe that's it. Yeah.
And
Cause
in
she,
this
yeah, no,
movie,
she does. She
just
carries a lot of the plot in BVS actually. In this, she's
she's
nothing.
nothing.
Her one good scene is immediately ruined
Mm.
by the fact that it's for some goddamn reason. First of all, for some reason, Martian Manhunter is in this movie, because Zack Snyder saw fan theories on fucking Reddit of people saying, "Oh, the Black General guy in Man of Steel, he's stoic and reserved, and he must be the Martian Manhunter."
Some
And then
people
he was like,
call
"Oh
me the
yeah, I'll
Martian
just do that and
Manhunter.
say it's my original vision." I'm a fucking stupid piece of shit idiot. I'm sorry, I don't actually hate Zack
His
Snyder as much
daughter's
as
dead, man.
I make it out to. Yeah, that's
Leave him alone, man.
sucks. I'm sorry. It's very tragic, but
For
it's
Autumn,
not
man.
a, this is for Autumn. It is I can't hate on it too much because he made it for his dead daughter who wasn't dead when he started making this movie, which is it's his original vision. So it was always what?
For Autumn.
But anyways, Martian Manhunter is just the most shoehorned in bullshit ass character. I'm with her. Um but the worst of it, like I don't even mind. Like it's the part I clown on the most, the end scene, the some people have called me the Martian Manhunter. Like it's stupid because of that line and just because the scene exists and because for some reason he's the final shot of the movie is him flying off into space.
We talked about that as we were watching it, like how much cooler it would
But
have been if that were Superman, like being like, "Oh,
yeah.
thanks for all your help,
And
old friend."
as much as they shit on that scene, it's fine on its own. Like
Right.
it's a fine little end
I
credits.
mean,
It
it
was
was shot
technically
in
before
Zack
the
Snyder's
credits, but
driveway,
like a
but
tag, sure. For and especially given that it was shot in his driveway, like it's pretty good. Like it was a tag for the movie. It was better set up for future movies than the stupid ass fucking nightmare sequence. God, I hate the nightmare sequence in this
I don't
movie.
hate the nightmare
Nightmare
sequence. I hate
sequence,
one
I hate
specific
it
part,
so.
but we'll
I
get to
hate
that.
yeah, yeah, we'll get there. I even outside of that, I thought the nightmare sequence sucked in this just because it was nothing. It was so cool in BVS. It was the coolest part of it, and then
It
in
was the
this, it
part of
was
BVS that while
just
we were
like
watching it, we were like, "Man, I wish I was watching this movie."
right. But anyways, the Lois Lane Ma Kent scene. You didn't like the scene. I thought it was lovely and quaint. I thought it was a very sweet little bonding moment for these two characters. They're bonding through grief. Lois lost her boyfriend. Ma Kent lost her son. They're bonding. They're talking about something I don't remember. Diane Lane's accent is
More
worse in
southern,
this,
yeah.
but it's more southern and exaggerated and silly. Maybe that's because it was Martian Manhunter doing it. Uh,
I think my big thing is if I had
but then
seen
it's just ruined by she walks out and then I'm the Martian Manhunter. Like shut up,
when it's
you
like they
fucking
freeze
green
frame, it's
freak.
very funny. They like freeze frame on Diane Lane like turning her head and then her eyes glow red.
That it does the eye glow and
But it's
then
on like a
turns
weird
into
freeze
Martian
frame and then
Manhunter.
it cuts to like
Yeah,
behind the post, the chair rail or the handrail and then it
the
pans up.
guardrail kind of thing. Yeah,
I think my biggest problem is had we seen Lois and Clark with any sort of chemistry and like they actually cared for each other at all
sure.
before his
If
death.
Henry Cavill wasn't a like wooden plank of an actor,
Because in BVS they really seem like this, just like I don't know, like a little fling, and then
Yeah.
Martha and Lois have never really met. They kind of met at the beginning of VVS, and then they're together at his
I
funeral.
mean, they briefly met a few times. I don't think them never having met is a problem for them
I think it
bonding and
I
grieving
think it
together
it is
after a
just
mutual loved
given
one
it is just
dies.
given
I think that's perfectly reasonable. Like,
I know I
and
think it's
far
it's
from the biggest
I
problem with
think it's
this movie and
reasonable
this
outside of
scene.
the relationship we've seen from Clark and Lois in these movies. I think that's the biggest thing because I'm never
Yeah.
sold on Clark and Lois's relationship, but that's neither here nor there because they're
For
having a
sure. No,
baby.
they suck.
They're having a baby.
Yeah, right. They're gonna give birth to gay Superman. Yeah. Zack Snyder's
Um,
Wokestess
but yeah,
League.
no, you're right. The worst part of this scene is not that. The worst part of this scene
The worst part of the scene
is
is
Martian
after the
Manhunter.
scene's over and Zack Snyder decided to do some CGI fucking bullshit and because clearly this was not intended to be Martian Manhunter when
No chance.
the scene was shot, or at least when it was conceived, because
And
it's
once again, it's like
very hard abrasive cut to yeah, just fully CGI
fully
scene of
CGI
Martian Manhunter,
room, like the hallway, and then
and
a
then
green
you
screen of
gotta
General what's his
not
name.
only does he CGI just into he turns into Martian Manhunter, then he turns back into the general Man of Steel guy that we all know and vaguely remember, because that's the fan theory. That's the guy. You gotta have gotta show that he's the guy.
He's kind of hot.
This shit sucks.
Um, and that brings us to the lowest of it all, which is, in my opinion, the the worst part of this movie. It's probably not, but the second half, at least to me, I think Amy Adams is such a wonderful version of Lois Lane. They give her
Yeah,
and almost like I've always said with Lois Lane, Terry Thatcher, as much as Lois and Clark and the Dean Cain of it all. Terry Thatcher is kind of the blueprint for modern Lois Lane outside of the comics. I know they're their own
sure,
thing,
yeah.
but they give her a lot to do. Erica Durance carried a lot of that in Smallville. They gave her a ton to do in
True.
that. But then
I
Amy
am
Adams
personally
comes
quite
in.
fond of Elizabeth Tulloch,
Yes,
however her
but
name's
but if you're
pronounced.
just
What's up
looking at
with both the Superman and Lois actors having stupid ass unpronounceable last names?
if you're
They
looking
should
at
really do
just
something about that.
movies, Amy Adams
Sure,
is the one
sure.
who came in and was kind of like, we're gonna make Lois a little more than just like Superman's girlfriend. Like, let's do something with this character. Um,
Yeah,
and because like you go to Man of Steel
that's
and she's
true.
straight
Yeah,
up the one who calls Clark out of hiding.
right.
She's the one who kind of encourages him throughout the whole
I mean,
thing.
even in BVS, like less so, but she's got her own little side, and like it never really goes anywhere, but it carries the plot along, like her investigating the, Jimmy Olsen getting killed, and then the thing with the bullet and all that jazz. Like
Yeah,
she's putting in work.
and it's diminishing returns
Um,
for
in
sure,
this,
but
she's nothing.
yeah, like,
She's
and I'm not saying she really needs anything to do. To be honest, you could cut her from the movie entirely, and it wouldn't
sure.
be like maybe you have a
I'd say the only scene that was really necessary was the Superman coming back to life, and recognizing her, and then the stuff at the farm was nice.
right.
It was silly, but it was simple and nice. And
I think she could have just been at the farm already. Like
sure, yeah,
he goes
yeah.
home to where he knows, and then
Right. He has some vague memory of the farm. He's not fully there yet, and then when he gets there, he sees Lois, and that kind of snaps him
but
back
outside of
in.
that, it's
Yeah.
just like, and there's so many scenes, and this
I
is
mean, look,
us.
it could have been worse. At least it wasn't truly Zack Snyder's original vision, because it didn't have Batman cucking Superman by sleeping with Lois.
True. That's true.
It could have been worse.
That's true.
It could have been much worse.
I
She could have
just
been a far worse character, but
if you're gonna, because they spend so much of the first half of this movie setting up Lois to do something, and by that I just mean like showing her.
kind of,
They
yeah.
keep
I mean,
showing
they show
Lois.
her a couple times.
Yeah, but
I don't think it was. I think it was like 2
yeah,
scenes.
but I
It
think
was
those two scenes add up to like 15 minutes, which is not a ton,
surely
but
not
15 minutes
that.
of like it's her walking, and then it's her giving Jimmy Olsen a cup of
There
coffee,
was
and then it's
there was they did fucking slow mo her like walking or giving the coffee or whatever. So that there is that they did drag it out a bit, but
it
I
just
still feel like for the most part it was like I don't know it was reasonable enough. It was just she's kind of just the grieving widow caricature like
sure.
which
It
is
just
fine.
I don't.
It's just a little, kind of world building oomph to show Superman's really dead. I mean, he's gonna come back, but he's really dead.
So
I guess this
I guess kind of
is
the overall plot of the second half of this movie is just
awesome. It's aura
it
farming and
is.
it's
Yeah.
cool and
The
it's
Justice League gets
just
together, although Aquaman was just in the Gotham Harbor for some
he's just
reason.
hanging out in the probably like disgusting. Like imagine how gross and dirty that are. Like think about how nasty the like like fucking like Hudson River or whatever is around New York. And that's just the runoff from one city. This
And that
is in between two big cities. That shit must be so fucking
and a
nasty.
river's
Like
moving, a harbor is still water.
right, yeah.
He's hanging out in there. He's hanging out. So the Justice League gets together, and when they do, they're Steppenwolf has two of the three mother boxes at this point that we're picking up.
Right. He makes a big egg sack at Chernobyl or some Russian abandoned town, somewhat abandoned town.
And he's got two of the three. They're looking for the third one, and Wonder Woman's like, well, what if he already has it? And Cyborg shows up. He's like, he doesn't, even though he was a mile in the air when she said that.
Right, he did not hear that, but
Um,
he's got the robo
he's got
hearing. He might
clanker
have.
hearing.
That's
So
true.
so
That's
they
the
go back
clanker
to the Bat
effect.
Cave and they're like studying it, and he's like, okay, so the way it works is basically it takes stuff that's dead and or broken, and it fixes them and or it breaks them, something like that.
Sure, it's the. I mean,
It
it's the
manipulates matter,
anti-life effect.
right?
It's change. It's a change machine. That's what he calls
And
it.
so that's when they get the idea. Well, we could use this thing to bring Superman back from the dead. And it's
But
kind
I
of
thought
Wonder
Superman
Woman.
was already gonna come back.
Well,
Why
yeah,
did the dirt rise?
don't get me started on the
Why
dirt
did the
rising.
dirt rise?
It makes me so mad that the setup of BVS
So
for this movie is
dumb.
the dirt rising, and then they bring him back from the dead. But they get the idea.
No,
They're
but
like,
this was Snyder's original vision.
well, this
Trust the
part may have
vision.
been. I don't know. This feels kind of
He's the
integral.
blueprint.
I don't remember how he comes back in theatrical Justice League.
I think it's the
Is
same.
it okay? So this probably is Zack
I mean, I
Snyder's
don't
original
remember,
vision.
but I
I
think
don't know. So they get the idea
yeah,
of
no,
like,
his
if we can,
it's just that his original vision is stupid and doesn't line up with what he set up because
i-
he's a hack and a fraud
if we can charge up the
and
mother
gay, but that's
box,
fine.
if we can charge up the mother box with enough energy, we can zap it inside of the Kryptonian healing liquid, and we can bring Superman back from the dead.
The life juice, the primordial soup mixed with Superman and a picture of his dad for some reason.
Also, his body is not decomposed at all. I don't know how long it's been, but
Yeah, I mean Kryptonian DNA. I don't know.
sure. But I guess
There
Zod's
could
body,
be an
like in two
argument.
years, didn't decompose at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So they established that.
but
But anyway,
yeah,
so
I
they
mean
take
there could
him
also be the classic death of Superman thing is that he doesn't actually die, right?
right,
Like
but they
it's
don't do
called the
that in
death of
this.
Superman,
He's
but really
dead.
we
No,
grain
he's
of
dead in
salt.
this.
Grain of salt. He could have been in a real deep Kryptonian sleep,
No, he was
and
dead.
that
If you
was
have to use a mother box to zap him back to life,
maybe, but that's, I mean, you get, like, it's like if you're in a coma, like this is real deep alien coma. You might need a little zzz to
but
get
a
you
mother
going,
box, dude, a mother box to rebuild your cells.
Yeah, this,
Same thing that turns
the
Cyborg into
cells
a
are really
cyborg. You know
sleepy.
what I mean? I mean, I
Clanker,
think
but
the idea, I think the implication is that he's dead.
for sure it is. I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to headcanon this into being less
Good.
stupid. Uh,
So they get to the Kryptonian ship. They bring Superman's body. They put it in the water. Hit the picture of his dad's there. I think
Primordial
maybe
goop,
I'll,
but
I'll
yeah.
give to headcanon that. I get it was probably in his pocket. You know, it fell out of his pocket.
I guess, yeah,
In the water.
maybe. Why
They
not?
throw the mother box into the water.
Um,
Flash runs really fast. He touches it. This is where we first get the
right.
the little glimpse of
Time
him reversing
travel.
time.
We get the little subtle. I mean, not super subtle, but subtle enough
It's not
for
subtle at
setup.
all.
It's I mean it's I guess not subtle but minor. Like he rewinds time like
Right.
a couple
If you
milliseconds.
didn't
Like
know what you were
it's
getting
not subtle in
into,
how it's shown. It's subtle in what he's doing.
I mean, it's a movie made for nerds, so it doesn't like
Right. But this is also when we get the nightmare sequence. Get a
very
brief
brief
glimpse of
nightmare sequence.
that.
Yeah, this is the one with all
Um
recycled footage,
yes, yeah. Cyborg is the one to see the
right?
nightmare
Yeah,
sequence in this. He also has The
he
Shining.
has the
We've
gift.
established that Bruce Wayne has The Shining for some reason. He gets flashes of the future. In BVS, it was sort of implied to be some Flash time travel thing. In this, it's just, and we'll get there because
It's a
that's at the end of
dream.
the
Yeah,
movie, but. It's a dream, which is also what the BVS one is. He has The Shining. Batman has The Shining. Why
right.
not? Just who
I mean,
cares?
give it to him. Yeah, that's the least of this franchise's problems.
Sure. I mean, it's pretty fucking stupid, but
Yeah, but well, okay. I want to use this moment just because we've talked about it. This
mm,
franchise's problem is not the fact that it's stupid or the fact that it's dark and gritty or the fact that it's
oh
whatever.
yes,
It's the fact that it's trying to do both at the same time.
right.
I said this while we were
It's
watching
trying to
it.
play both sides, so it always comes out on top.
Right, and that just doesn't actually
It's
work.
it's it's as silly and stupid and goofy and schlocky as any other stupid cape shit slop. But it treats itself like the Dark Knight or I guess the Batman too is pretty serious grounded take.
I
There's got to be another
kinda,
one out there
yeah.
that
I mean, I think the
I
Batman
mean
kinda.
less much less so than the Dark Knight,
This
but
movie has the same problem that the early 2000s comic book movies did, like your Daredevils, or
yeah.
where it's like you're doing all of this
It's
ridiculous
the
stuff,
scared to be a superhero movie. It's the
right?
superhero movie that's afraid to be a superhero movie.
But in the era in which this movie came out, especially this one, but really this franchise, you just kind of have to commit.
You gotta do one or the other. You gotta either be serious, grounded, epic, dark and gritty take on a thing, which is fine,
I
it's
love some
cool,
of those, like
or or you do some schlock, or you just commit. You say this is schlock, this is silly. We know it's silly. It's a comic book. It's about silly men in tights punching bad guys, and that's cool. You're going to see a comic book movie. Clearly, you like comic book movies. You're not ashamed of that because you're not an insecure, deeply closeted homosexual like me, Zachary
oh,
Snyder.
like
Um,
nothing in this movie happens that's really any
Nothing in this
more
movie happens.
that's really any more silly or ridiculous than anything that happens in Superman 2025.
I don't know about that.
I
I
don't
think
know, dude.
the
Dude, man, Martha Kent leaves lunch with Lois Lane and then turns into Martian Manhunter. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty ridiculous.
it's very, I don't know. I think the whole pocket dimension thing alone, I think, is in Superman 25. I think that's on its own level.
See,
Like
I don't
that's
know, man. I
I
don't
don't
know that
think
that's
there's
any more ridiculous than reversing time and using electricity to bring a man back from the dead because you put him in goo. It's just the way it's presented. Oh,
sure.
we put a man
I think
in
it's a little
resurrection liquid
sillier.
and then zapped
I
him with a
think
resurrection box. Like that's
yeah,
crazy.
I get what you're saying. It is very silly, and I'm not trying to
It's
dismiss
just the
how
way it's
silly it is,
the way
because
it's presented is
I don't
what
I don't think I
changes
don't
it.
think I think just pocket dimension with Minecraft cubes in a black hole
But once it
is just
okay, the
much
Minecraft
sillier
cubes,
than
that's presentation. If you make it aura farming lava liquid that can make projections of people. You know what I mean? Like you present it a little
sure.
differently and it doesn't feel any like that's something like the pocket dimension thing is something that could have been used in this movie but with slightly different
Sure. I mean,
presentation.
that's yeah.
A pocket
I
dimension
guess
wouldn't have
it's
felt out of place in this movie. Now maybe like mind control monkeys would have, right? But I think that's the thing
sure,
where it's
sure.
like the presentation is what separates this movie from other comic book movies of the you know the 2020s or even before. It's because this movie decided like I'm gonna be very gritty and dark and grounded, which is
Right.
admittedly the sauce of this movie. It's also the most annoying part of this movie, but it's the reason
I see.
bulk of people
I
like
think. I
it.
mean, I think the sauce of this is the aura farming. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
that
the aura
that's
farming I don't think would have been a
mutually exclusive with being dark and gritty or whatever.
I
Like I
don't know. I
think.
think they kind of go hand in hand with Zack Snyder
I mean,
specifically.
they go hand in hand because it's Zack Snyder, and those are both Zack Snyderisms. I don't think uh, that this cool level of aura farming of super cool superheroes being cool and looking cool and being epic and badass couldn't also exist in a version of these movies that fully leaned into the silly comic booky schlock of
No,
it. Like I
it
think
could. It just doesn't.
right, yeah, clearly.
Um,
That's not what this movie is.
but that's my biggest problem with these movies is just either be dark, gritty, and realistic, and give us a super realistic take on the Flash and Aquaman. And not that
Sure.
I don't think I think Aquaman's the one that would just suffer the worst from that because it would just what he wears like a scuba tank. It just wouldn't make any sense. Although they do that, they try to do that where they do the bubble thing in the first half of this movie.
Right. Oh God, I forgot about the bubble underwater. Yeah.
Um, like do that and commit to that, or be silly, be a little goofy, and commit to that. But
It's just, yeah, it's when you try and tiptoe the line between the two, you end up with this
with Zack
with
Snyder's Justice
this.
League, and I don't want to imply
Yeah.
that this is the only movie to do that. TASM 1
Right. No, I mean it's
did that to a
I
little
mean
more
I'd
success.
say I'd say yeah, yeah. TASM
Um,
2 did that worse.
well, TASM 2 just went back on it kind of, but also tried to do that.
Kind of. It's still it kept one toe, at least a couple toes in the in the serious end. I'd say quite a few of the early MCU movies definitely
Yeah.
did that.
Well, but
Um
better. The first Michael Bay
well,
Ninja
sure,
Turtles
yeah.
movie
Ooh, yes, yeah.
Um,
True.
did that. The MCU's difference was like it more just leaned into the what if these heroes existed in the real world, but it
I
wasn't
mean, that's how it's.
the
I think there was a transitional
yeah. I
period.
mean, it was the first Avengers movie.
With
It was
like
2012. Yeah,
the first event. I'd say even Thor
I don't know
kind
because
of.
Thor did the whole thing where
I'd
they
say
were like
honestly,
they're actually
I think the first
aliens.
Thor might. Sure, but it was also they're aliens, but it's still all this silly schlock stuff. Like they're not.
Yeah, but the silly schlock stuff was like their alien culture, and that I think. And the Thor trilogy, or the first two Thor movies, is the weakest part of the early MCU. So it just kind of sells the point
Sure,
of like where
sure.
that just does not work. You've got to commit to one or the other.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, that's the
Yeah, right. It's not exclusive to these movies. These movies are just probably the most egregious example of it.
maybe
They
so.
bring
Yeah.
Superman back from the dead.
Right. Yep.
Kal-El, no.
Flash flashes him. Kal-El, no.
They
Enough
fight.
champagne to fill the Nile.
They fight
Um,
Superman because he can't
very, very,
remember who
very,
he is.
very pretty
It's a
brief
killer
little
fight.
fight.
It's probably
It's
my
cool.
favorite scene in this movie.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I,
It's
I I really like it. I like Superman just beating
it's
up the
pretty
rest of the
good. I
Justice League.
like the
It
yeah.
definitely
I did.
is
I really liked him. Maybe it's just 'cause I hate Gal Gadot, but him the
throwing
little
her,
headbutt
yeah,
fight they
and
had
throwing her into the
where he
ground.
what's it's such that he flies up in the air, still like holding onto her shoulders or whatever, and does a big headbutt from off the proverbial top ropes, and then that's what knocks her into the
Um,
ground. Then the Batman has knockoff Wonder Woman gauntlets. We set that up in the first part of this. He uses them to block Superman's laser. Then the Lois Lane comes in and saves him from getting slimed out. Then somehow she shows up at the Kent farm, like
he
right
flies
as
her
he
there.
does.
He picks her up
Presumably
and
he
flies
fly.
her there.
He
Yeah,
did
no, they
fly her
fly there
there. Okay,
together. Yeah. And
gotcha.
the purpose of this scene, because Superman really, other than aura farming, has nothing to do in this movie. He is not a
Right. Until
character,
until 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 the end when he does everything.
and he's
And
still aura farming.
well, I mean Flash. Well, sure, yeah.
Superman is not a character in Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is fine.
Right.
But he's also kind of the main
Yeah, I
character of Zack
guess.
Snyder's Justice League. Like,
Mm, He's I'd say he's at least the main character of the second part,
right, but he's
because
also
he's not in the
nothing, and
first
he's
part at
no
all.
one.
He's
Uh,
which he never has been.
right.
He was
Even in the
nothing in his
last
own
movie, which is a
movie.
sequel to his solo movie, he's no one. Even in the first movie, Lois
He's one.
Lane's the main character.
It's right. Yeah. It's
Um,
Martian Manhunter's actually the main character of that one.
I am the Martian Manhunter. Some people call me
Some
a
people
terrorist.
call me a terrorist. I consider myself a Martian Manhunter.
Um, so
That's true.
so they kind of find off Superman. Superman leaves, and they're like, okay, well, I guess this is nothing. So we got to figure out how to do this on our own. So they go to the Chernobyl village, whatever. And they're like, we're
Mm.
gonna fight Steppenwolf. They start fighting Steppenwolf, and then Superman shows up and kills everybody and saves the day, and that's the end of the movie. And that's basically
Well,
all
first
that
they
happens.
yeah. Well, there's the other Flash thing. Like, yes, it's all that, but they do lose. They get eviscerated,
That's true. Yeah, they
and
get
they
completely
all
destroyed.
turn to dust. Other than, I mean, presumably Superman would have tanked that,
No, they
but
show him being like
do they show
undusted.
him getting
Yeah,
slimed out too?
yeah.
I
Well,
only
they
I
they
only
show him
remember
getting
them showing
unslimed
Cyborg
out.
being reconstructed.
Yeah, no, they show Superman being like
Gotcha.
unslimed.
So yeah, they're all cooked. Flash had previously been like running around making a like perimeter around this place or something. He gets injured. He sees them all get slimed out, and he's like, "Oh, guess I gotta time travel now." So he does it, and he
Which he
saves
learned he
them,
could
and
do
then
earlier in this same movie.
Right. Yeah, and then that's kind of the movie.
We
They
have
win, they aura
we
farm,
have an epilogue.
Superman. We do, unfortunately,
Well,
the
and this movie already has a fourth act.
worst part of this.
They kind of defeat
Right.
Steppenwolf when Superman comes in, and then they don't. They lose. Oh, we didn't talk about Steppenwolf's helmet being the shape of his
Oh,
head.
his horn head. Yeah, he's a horny guy.
It's really dumb.
It's very silly, but it's, I don't know. It's far from the silliest thing about this is about Darkseid. Phenomenal, excellent Jack Kirby creation. Love the New Gods. Love
He's got
Jack
a
Kirby.
helicopter.
That's Thanos, I think.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
confused the two.
Thanos
I do confuse
copter.
the two.
I mean, naturally so. Yeah. No. This big space alien, he's looking for the anti-life equation.
Right, instead of the rocks that allow him to erase life.
Right. Completely different things.
One of them's looking for a math problem, the other one's looking for rocks.
Right. Basically, Darkseid is a big friggin' nerd. And he lost his math homework on Earth.
Which is so funny, because
then he
just
finds out
memorize
that
it,
it's
dude.
here.
If you have the anti-life equation, memorize it.
Which I know the anti-life equation is just some Jack Kirby glup shitto MacGuffin fucking bullcrap. Like it's nothing. But it's like
It's called the anti-life equation. It's
it's
nonsense.
oh yeah, I don't know what my point there was. I guess again, it's this very silly thing that they try and do completely straight, like
Well, it's
which
funny
nothing Zack Snyder
because
does is completely straight.
in the
Come
first
on.
half of this movie, they make sure to let you know that her lasso is not called the lasso of truth. It's called like the lasso.
The lasso of some, presumably the Greek god of truth or
I mean
something.
the lasso of chlamydia or whatever they call it.
It was like hepatitis or something. The lasso of feline AIDS.
Right.
Full circle.
And they make sure to point out that it's not the lasso of truth, but then they leave it the anti-life equation. Which is just such a stupid.
Which, to be fair, what else do you call that? Like,
I don't know.
What is the serious grounded
You call
version
it
of
some
an
nonsense,
anti-life
right? You call it the
MacGuffin equation?
right, like something. Make up a word. You call it like
yeah.
the
Bullshit
hepatitis
alien
equation
word,
or
sure.
something. You know what I mean?
Right. The hepatitis effect, yeah.
But they leave it. It's the anti-life equation, and that's fine. Whatever. It's stupid, but it's fine. And we've kind of glossed over all of the Steppenwolf Darkseid stuff because it's just kind of nothing.
Steppenwolf, he gets naked to talk to his boss, which is
I
kinda
don't
weird,
really
but
understand it because
yeah.
I thought Steppenwolf was sent to Earth to search for the anti-life equation.
No, he was, I think, just sent to like take it over.
But why?
Like, I think he was.
Why did Darkseid want it?
No, maybe it was. He was searching for the anti-life equation, just not directly. Like, it's like there were a lot of.
Why not just have him be
people out there
searching for the
searching.
anti-life equation the whole time?
Maybe he was. I don't know.
Also,
it's not.
How did Darkseid
It's
forget
not
what
really
planet he
super
left his
clear.
equation on?
I mean, like, I get it was thousands of years ago, and he got.
But
his
if you
ass
live for
whooped back
thousands of
then,
years
but,
and
like,
you want the like I understand you forget things. Things are easy to
yeah,
forget.
I mean, just lock that shit in your GPS,
no,
bro.
no,
Like,
but once again, I understand it. But if I want, if I want a Babble, okay, and I know
Cheers.
I can go to the Circle K at the corner of Martin Luther King Jr. and Main Street for a Bapple. Okay? And I know it's always going to be there. And I go home and I drink all my Bapple. And I say, you know what? I kind of want a Bapple.
And you say, I want some more Bapple.
I'm not going to forget where it's at.
True.
How did he forget where the anti-life equation? How did he forget?
The movie has to happen. And
like, it doesn't make any sense at all. And I know that's probably a comic book thing. I understand. But it's still like... It's a pretty big detail.
I mean, it might be. I don't know if the anti-life equation is ever something that's ingrained on Earth, or how do they even explain it in this? It's just
in the ground.
It's
a rune in the ground.
How? Why? Like what?
That's what I'm saying.
This shit sucks.
And I understand, like, oh, the movie's gonna happen. I know that argument. The movie. But this part of that makes no sense at all. It makes none whatsoever. Why is... I understand why Darkseid wants the anti-life equation. I don't understand why it's on Earth. Other than the fact that he lost it here.
Right.
How has he forgotten?
He also found it there. Like, that was where it always was. I presume. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense, but that's
and
what I took away is that
if it's something as important as the anti-life equation, the thing that you want to make you emperor of all of the universe, you'd think the second you leave it, you would remember where it's at so you could go back and get it. At least grab a sticky note and write it down.
That's not crazy. That makes sense.
That part of this movie makes no sense at all. The Darkseid Steppenwolf, because once again, all of it crumbles. Why is Steppenwolf on Earth? What is he looking for? I know he's looking for the mother boxes, but why?
Right, because I don't know.
And at the point where he's looking for the mother, he wants to terraform. I understand that, but presumably he's terraforming to try and find the anti-life equation. Yeah. And if he can't find,
or just to make more apocalypse planets, I don't know. We don't really know why it sucks.
Any part of this movie that's not just a main character or a farming sucks.
Right. Which
the plot of this movie,
that's a lot of this movie.
Sure, especially the second half. The plot of this movie sucks. Yeah. The costume design outside of the Flash and Batman's tactical suit sucks.
I like most of the costumes. I don't love them. I do think that they suck. But I also like them.
So you agree with me, but you just disagree with me.
Yeah, it's like fine. I don't know, something like I can like something that sucks.
I will say this about like a lot of the designs from this movie and a lot of this movie in general. Is there something kind of nostalgic about this, despite the fact that I didn't see it until 5 years ago?
A little bit,
because this is ultimately
that's crazy.
This is ultimately the movie that before the theatrical version of Justice League came out that I thought I was going to see. BVS more so
his original vision,
because BVS is a movie I was extremely excited for before it came out. And I didn't talk about this when we saw BVS, but like I think a lot of people who maybe weren't super fans at the time, who are maybe kind of getting into Zack Snyder now. I mean, BVS is a decade old at this point, right? You know, you could have been been 6 when it came out and be 16 now and be getting into it, you know, kind of thing.
True.
Like there is for sure, like the hype around these movies before they came out was immense. And so there's something nostalgic about the Snyder Cut where it's like even watching kind of the first trailer drop and that kind of thing where you're like, this is the movie I thought I was going to get. I just wish it was just I will say with the theatrical version of Justice League, with the theatrical or with the Snyder Cut,
Mhm.
An actual cut down version of this movie, I think, would be absolutely incredible.
Would be great.
To be
Yeah.
fair, like
And we
I
talked about
think
that a lot. We said that numerous times while
had Zack
watching that
Snyder
there is a
not
great movie
had Zack
inside
Snyder not
this
had to
very
step away
mid
from this
long ass
project, which I
movie.
still stand by is what happened because that's what the official claim was. Had Zack
Sure.
Snyder not had to step away
Well,
from this
it wouldn't
project,
have been this movie. It would have been a very different movie
right?
because this was not his original vision, despite what any of the nerds want to say.
I think Justice League with Zack Snyder at the helm in a
Hmm.
version of this movie that had some actual studio oversight would have been
Right.
enough to propel this version of the DC universe forward to get many more movies in this same kind of
Sure.
tone and
Yeah.
style and
Yeah.
whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um that's not what happened, and I think they would have been
No.
fun. I can't answer for how good they would have been, but they would have been fun. That's not what happened.
True.
Instead, what happened is, of
No.
course,
Instead,
they
we got
Aquaman, Wonder
this
Woman
and that and a
2,
little bit of that.
and then they canned the
Shazam,
universe.
Fury of the
I like the
Gods,
first Shazam.
and
I never saw the second one.
I think that was again a Wonder Woman 2 situation where I started watching it while like super stoned or something, and then just like fell asleep halfway through and never cared to give it another shot.
But it's sad. Like, it is sad. I don't love Zack Snyder's universe. I don't like.
I'm rather fond of it in not the way it was in a schlocky bad movie way, but I am rather fond of the Flash as far as horrible schlock movies go.
Interesting.
I thought that was a very fun. I saw that movie in theaters
I did too, as
actually.
well.
Yeah,
To me, it's sad what happened to Zack Snyder's DC universe. I will also say, and I just
sure.
kind of feel like
Hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
I kind of have to feel
Comment
like,
down below if you got to this point. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
I feel like I kind of have to
Sorry, you were
preface
saying?
it with Zack Snyder was never in charge of the DC universe.
Right.
He
No,
just,
not in any. In fact,
I think casting, they may have put him in charge of casting.
maybe it was. Wasn't James Wan in charge of the like very
James
briefly and
Wan
maybe only
was
for the
after the
tail
first
end, but he
Aquaman, but it
was
was
the
before Justice League or after Justice League.
right.
Um,
And I don't. He wasn't like the head the way
James
like Gunn
Gunn or
is now,
Feige.
but Nolan had a big
Nolan
role
was a huge producer in Man of
Warner
Steel and
Brothers.
BVS.
Well, just like he was just
He was a big
like
dog at Warner Brothers
he
and
was
a
big
big fan of Zack
he was
Snyder.
big dog at Warner Brothers. Yeah, yeah, true.
Um,
But yeah, Zack
there
Snyder
is
was never the big dog. He was never the Snyder in front of the verse, like people
right,
try and say that he was, because
and
the
there's
internet
part of me that
cussed.
wishes he was just there. I have a little bit of
Maybe I
nostalgia
mean
for these movies.
it might not have been better, but it would have been more
It would have been
consistent. Like
something, and what we got following the theatrical Justice League was nothing. We got nothing.
yeah,
Until what hopefully goes forward. At this point, all we've got is Peacemaker season 2 and Superman from the DCU, and both of those things are wonderful. And Creature Commandos. That's it.
Creature Commandos. Yeah, I
Um,
think technically Blue Beetle too. I want
yes,
to say
but
that was grandfathered in.
yeah, Blue Beetle was grandfathered in, but we will never hear about Blue Beetle again. That's my prediction.
See, I don't think so. I think all the Charlton Comics characters are going to come back, and they're going to do their own classic DC Watchmen thing.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
I think that's what's going to happen with Peacemaker and Blue Beetle and the
You might be right.
Question.
You might be right.
But
But
what do
it's
I know?
while I love what we have, and I would specifically Superman, I'm gonna pretend like I'm talking about all four of them, but I'm just talking about Superman.
It's just
It's
Superman.
just
Yeah.
Superman. I love so much what we have, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But there is part of me that wishes we
Yeah.
could have seen
I mean,
this universe play out.
I'd probably trade it for like $1,000,000 probably.
I don't think I would, man. I would. I would for
I
sure
might
trade it for me.
I might sell out Superman for $1,000,000, dude. Like
Um,
I'd slime my day one for
there
a
is,
million
man.
bucks. You kidding
It's
me?
just it's such a weird, and this will go down. Like mark my words, but Zack Snyder's Justice League
I'm
and
marking
just the
them.
DCU in general will go down
Mm-hmm.
in like film history as one of the weirdest little things that happened. Um,
Yeah. And
because
it
it
really and so much of that is the Snyder cult
so
effect.
a lot of it
The
is the cult.
huge vocal minority that has just latched onto this and surrounded it more supported it way more. Like there's and maybe it's just because I'm a frequenter of the Snyder cult satire subreddit. I'm a big fan of. Very funny. Only reason to go on Reddit other than like porn, maybe. But
Pouring
I
myself
feel
another
like
beer.
fuck it, pouring myself another babble, dude. Are you kidding me? But like I feel like there wasn't as much support
For
for
sure, there
these
was not.
movies when they
No,
were coming
there was
out.
there.
Like
I remember the
there's been
nice cast being the only person I
way
knew
more
who liked these.
postpartum support. There were yeah. There were more than just that. Like
Yeah, but like that was the only one I knew personally, and now I knew like
there was
at
a lot of
least 5 or 6
Indians
guys.
who really liked this movie, which
Tracks.
there's something to that. I don't know what it is. I don't feel comfortable
No, we
divulging
need
into it
Item here for
without
that.
Item here. Yeah, but there is something because yeah, with like Homelander and the boys too. There's like a lot of
I wonder if it's because
that
they're evil.
same. Yeah, I mean, I think India has a heavy amount of like the toxic masculinity thing, which
Mm.
comes from their just their gender norms and stereotypes, a bit from the caste system. Maybe that's a whole thing we won't get into, but should we end this?
Yeah. Well,
Are we
like,
done?
yeah. I guess. I wish this was
I
better.
mean, we'll talk about the nightmare bit, I guess.
I mean,
Joker
we can
says
be
he
done.
wanted to. Joker said he wanted to jerk Batman off.
Yeah. I
That's
think
it.
more just
That's
overall, like my
Batman
biggest
should have
thing
slimed
is
Joker out.
this is almost great, and it's just this is the best worst movie I've
I'd
ever
say
seen.
it's almost good.
What?
It
No,
could
no.
have been great,
It's
but I
it's
wouldn't say it's almost
it's one of the
great.
worst things I've ever seen, and at the same time, one of the coolest things I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's so weird that it falls in this strange middle ground, and I wish so desperately it was great, but it's just not.
It really is. It's the best and worst of both worlds. It's the best of the worst,
It's the
maybe.
best, and it's not. BVS is so much incredibly worse than
Right.
this. BVS sucks, and it's
Yeah.
awful. Um,
Although I had a much better time watching BVS than I did the first half of this movie.
sure. As a
Which I
whole,
know
I think this
it's
is
not
yeah,
fair to judge a movie on
that's
the
fair.
first part, but that's the gimmick we did. That's how we
Had
watched
we
this.
watched just the
First half of
second
this movie
half
is which
of BVS,
I'm gonna judge if the first half of your movie is 2 hours, I'm judging that as a full movie.
sure,
I'm sorry. Learn how to edit. Like what are you doing?
but it's his original vision.
It's his original vision. His original vision should be
2 hours shorter,
to
man.
open up. Yeah, like get the fuck out of here.
All right, let's
And
wrap it
that's
up.
the Snyder Cut effect.
Next
Yeah, I gotta
week,
piss. Thanks for watching.
next week,
We are going postal next week. Send this to everyone you know who goes postal. Send this to someone who cranks it. Send this to Michael
someone who
Douglas
falls
or
down.
Michael Keaton, whose name is also Michael Douglas. Did you know that? Did you know that Michael Keaton's real name is Michael Douglas?
Hey, say the trivia for next
Bet
week.
you didn't.
Save the trivia for next week. Man.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, we'll get there though. That's